Greetings and salutations everyone, I'm Hekamek, this is Nikkei, New Year, New Sword. For a recap, in the last episode, everything's going horribly. Resources for Melee Squad are running down to the point that Rose has suggested a mutiny. Scarlet was vehemently opposed to this. But the thing is that they've got a suicide mission lined up for them, so it's not as if they're going to go any better. So, question, do we get sponsors or do we get actual cutscene?
This will be finished.
We get sponsors.
You're rather. Is that all? You're nearly delaying the inevitable. I'm on my way. This may take more time than I thought. What a mere bagatelle. Need a sharper sword. The goddess squad is victorious once again!
Scarlet cracks open a small window. The cold winter breeze pushes its way through the room. Only 2 more days until the new year. Then the alcohol, which has been stored safely for months, can finally be imbibed. Scarlet still could not fathom why someone would willingly ingest such bitter tonic. But the notion of sharing another drink with her sister, thinking of how she could spend more time with the others, the idea would bring a modicum of comfort to her squad mates, who are at their breaking point.
2 more days. Just 2 more days.
Scarlet closes the window and attempts to force herself to sleep.
Scarlet, don't do it. Rose? Oh. Scar. Who is it? Wake up, Roses.
When Scarlet steps out into the hallway, everything is in chaos.
Scarlet.
One of the Nikkeis lies on the ground in a puddle of her own blood. Darn it, someone would start to lawn trimming or whatever. Next to her stand 2 other Nikkeis who stare at Scarlet blankly.
What have you done?
All 3 of the Nikkeis were her squad mates.
What's happening?
The Nikkei in the pool of blood grasped Scarlet's ankle.
You have to stop Rose. She went to kill the lieutenant. What? Hurry. Very well.
The 2 Nikkeis brandish their swords at Scarlet.
Both of you, move.
Both sword tips remain pointed squarely at Scarlet, not budging.
If you refuse to comply, then I'll be forced to cut you down.
Right, it's that day of the week. I'll catch you in a bit as Scarlet draws her sword.
I will show you what Eden is capable of. You're a rather tenacious foe. I'm on my way. The goddess squad is victorious once again!
I legit start recording and almost immediately it starts raining. Dang it. A few hours prior. Rose saunters towards the commander's room, recalling the conversation she had with him only moments ago.
Well, you're the one who asked me to stay behind, so out with it. If you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to say it.
How much time do you think you all have left?
What?
How many of you do you expect to come back from this mission?
And here I thought you had no interest in us. Yet here you are, asking me such a question.
Quit kidding around and give me a straight answer. How many of you do you think are realistically going to come back alive from this?
Like I already told you, the situation could hardly get any worse. There are only 6 of us left, and half of us are at the end of our tether. On top of that, this mission is infinitely more difficult compared to those we've done before.
You're right.
Having said that, we're not just going to roll over and die. We will do whatever it takes to survive.
You think all of you can make it?
I can't guarantee anything, but if we put our minds to it, we can.
All of you, huh?
Lieutenant?
All of you?
Lieutenant, are you all right?
All of you. I knew you would say that. Let me tell you something. In the end, only one of you will survive. Yet here you are, bloviating about how you'll do your best.
Only one? Only one of us is going to make it? Who? Is it me? You just said we'll all die, didn't you? Don't tell me that's why we aren't receiving the supplies. Lieutenant!
Okay, yes, damn it, everyone's gonna die! That's why we've been left hanging high and dry, got it? It doesn't matter how much you succeed in your assignments. They refuse to lend us any further support until just one of you is left.
But why? Is it because we're mass-produced models?
Don't make me laugh. If anything, it would have been preferable if you were ordinary mass-produced Nikes. But you're not. You're melee Nikes. You're all merely prototypes. But you tried to be like the others. And that's why it comes to this.
But we achieved results. You said if we kept it up, we could become an officially sanctioned squad.
Results? Yes. Good results? Not so much. You all sustain damage every single time you go into battle. And lest we forget the inordinately high rate of mind switch amongst you all, you yourself said that your mental state deteriorates faster because you're seeing the Raptures up close. How could a unit that requires so much hands-on maintenance possibly be mass-produced? They'd much rather invest in producing a new type of unit altogether.
Because we require more maintenance? A special unit? You're waiting until there's just one of us left, and then turn us into a Grimm's model?
Yes. That's right.
The thing is, in the face of the apocalypse, one would be willing to take any manner they could in order to get through to the other side, but doesn't excuse the unethical decisions one makes.
Whoever remains will be converted into a Grimm's model. That's why we only need one of you.
So that's why the missions have been getting harder. It's to filter out the weak and select the strongest among us.
You catch on quickly.
We're not doing this mission.
What?
I said we won't do it. I refuse to go along with this insane plan of yours.
What the hell is this? What do you think you're doing?
We have a right to refuse.
The hell you do? A mass-produced Nikkei turning down a standing order? They'll think you all suffered a mind switch. If you all want to be sent to the scrap heap, then be my guest. Refuse the mission. It won't matter in the end. We've accrued enough data to be able to choose the strongest among you. We can still pare it down to just one candidate. Don't try and get smart with me. You're the strongest of everyone here, so you'll be the one who survives. Just follow your orders, and you'll make it out of this alive. Why are you trying to save everyone? Is it because of your sister? In times like this, family doesn't mean squat. You're Nikkeis. You no longer share the same blood, and yet you insist on calling her your sister? It's a jungle out there, and everyone is in competition. Enough of this. What did I ever do to deserve this? I was told that if I became your commander, I'd be set for life. I could live peacefully, they said. So why do you continue to drag me out here and make me live on a battlefield? You listen, and listen good. If you want to survive, everyone else has to die. This is what your squad was created for in the first place. This is the way things have to end. So stop saying that everyone will live. This is the only way I can get out of this hellhole. Don't you want to be done with this place too? You want supplies? You want to eat good food and rest? Well then, let's get this over with and go back. It'll be good for us both. Not just us, in fact. If they're destined to die anyway, you could give them a painless death, end their suffering.
Disparate thoughts swirl through Rose's mind. Would the sole survivor really live on? The company never intended for their squad to last from the very beginning. Even if there was one lone survivor. What would prevent them from turning them into a lab rat, sucking out their essence, and planting it in other bodies? There was no way to completely restore a body and mind damaged by countless battles. The higher-ups almost certainly wanted to extrapolate their proficiencies and experiences and transfer them to a more proper subject. In the end, even the lone survivor would be rendered asunder, eradicated, and left as a mere compilation of ones and zeros. The more their squad succeeded, the more they played into the enemy's hand. They were meant to suffer until they expired. That was the fate which had been accorded to them.
Yes. Right. Nothing lasts forever.
So I feel like this scene is probably for the player's convenience. I'm not sure how Scarlet would find out about this and tell it to the commander. I don't recall there being enough time for her to ask Rose about it. Oh, actually, I missed something. Rose continued to ruminate. If their succeeding would lead to their downfall, failure was naturally the only viable path to survival. If she wanted to defy the expectations that had been placed upon them, then she had to aim for failure in its most absolute form.
I'm glad you're coming around. At least you and I are gonna make it out of here.
Rose's mind continues to swirl with a panoply of thoughts. Then she makes a decision. She knows what to protect and what to discard. Rose stands in front of the door.
Lieutenant, it's Rose. Do you have a moment? I have something important I need to discuss with you.
Scarlet sprints through the hallways. Despite the fact that she is a Nikke, and there is no conceivable way she would be out of breath, she nevertheless feels strangely winded as she runs. An oppressive feeling of unease rises in her chest, and then presses down, crushing her. If Rose crossed a line from which there was no coming back, what would she do?
Please, Rose, don't!
By the time she arrived at the commander's room, Rose was standing there, alone. The walls and ceilings were torn apart and stained crimson.
There you are.
Drenched in human blood.
I'm anxious. I'm on my way. You're a rather tenacious foe. The goddess squad is victorious once again!
Scarlet looks around in horror. At their commanding officer lying dead on the ground, and the lifeless body of their squad mate.
Did you do this?
You came sooner than I thought you would. I thought they'd at least be able to hold you back for a while longer.
Answer me!
Yes, I did it. Both the lieutenant and her.
How? Are you going through a mind switch?
Rose holds up a red strip of cloth in one hand.
I covered my eyes with this. When I did the deed, I simply imagined that they were raptures. As you can see, it proved effective.
Is that even possible?
Apparently so. Interesting, isn't it? Our inhibitors prevent us from harming humans. So I wanted to test if I tricked myself into believing they weren't human, if I could do it. Turns out, it worked. Thanks to this red cloth, when I was looking through it, I imagined that what I was looking at was the glowing red core of a rapture. I just kept telling myself anything that moved was a rapture. I must say, I'm surprised at how effective it was.
Why?
As for her,
Rose looks down at her fallen squad mate with sadness.
I told her not to move, but she didn't listen. I told her I couldn't see well with my eyes covered like that. I didn't mean to go after anyone but the lieutenant.
Why, damn you? Why are you doing this? You agreed to the mission! You said you would listen to me!
Yes, I did.
So what is happening?
No flower blooms in perpetuity. Nothing lasts forever in this world. Do you think you'll always feel that way?
I will certainly try.
Even if you're faced with great hardship?
Yes. Even then, I never convinced you in the first place.
You don't resent me for this, do you? Then prove it. You said that you would protect humanity, and that you'd always feel the way you did. Here I am, a traitor, who has betrayed humanity. With this very sword intended to fell raptures, I cut down one of my comrades. I killed a human. I'm the enemy.
Are you asking me to kill you? What if I can't do it?
Then you leave me no choice. I won't give up until you finish this. I can't stop now. I will cover my eyes and slash indiscriminately. All will perish under my blade. Rapture and human alike. If that is the only way to ensure that your blade will come for my neck, then so be it.
Oh. How can you be so cruel? Have you no remorse?
More than I can bear. Surely you can understand, however. I decided this a long time ago. The end of my life. I wanted it ending in sparring matches with you.
Before Scarlet stood a Nikke who had murdered a human being, who had slaughtered one of their own squad members, turned her back on humanity. Such cruelty could not go unpunished.
Scarlet, was it?
Verily, however.
Did my sister always talk like she came from the Middle Ages?
Steady thy tongue. 'Tis most churlish to say such things about a newborn Nikke.
I just can't imagine my sister being like this. Are you sure becoming a Nikke didn't change you or anything?
I do not know.
Or maybe you developed a certain fascination with different time periods during the transformation process?
I repeat, I do not know.
Really? You don't know anything? Not even who I am?
No, I do remember you. You are my sister.
Scarlet unsheathes her sword.
Promise me one thing. Once I begin, I will not hesitate. So please, I ask of you, do not hold back.
I won't.
Rose flashes a buoyant grin, just like on the day they met again after becoming Nikkes. Rose and Scarlet square up to each other, their swords at the ready.
Have at you.
Come, then.
Spook.
I won't stop until we reach the happy ending.
The sisters' swords clash. 985. That is the number of sparring matches they had gone through. So they never practiced again after they got onto the field? All those months? Not a single rematch? Each knew the other's sword as well as their own. Each knew how serious the other was in this duel to the death. They knew all too well.
Now I really have to be on my toes.
Didn't I tell you? One day I would wipe that smug grin off your face.
Scarlet parries Rose's sword and sends it flying upward. As her blade soars up, there is a momentary gap in her defense. Scarlet's sword plunges towards Rose's torso. One step, one more step, and the tip of her blade would pierce through Rose's torso and puncture her core. This traitor of humanity, this turncoat who has betrayed and forsaken her comrades, who had used lies and smiles to deceive, Her only sister.
Oh, my dear sister.
Rose grabs the tip of Scarlet's sword and pulls it towards her. Scarlet's sword plunges through Rose's core.
No!
Scarlet embraces Rose as she collapses.
Rose!
Scarlet, you must become stronger.
Rose wraps her arms around Scarlet.
Don't let yourself be controlled by anyone.
I won't! I won't!
My dear sister, I'm so sorry. I have to leave you all alone.
No! No! No!
Scarlet cradles Rose in her arms.
Don't go! Please! Only after much more time had passed did the united forces of humanity become aware of our situation. By then, the situation had gone from bad to worse. And when they first came upon us, they thought the mission had been a catastrophic failure, resulting in everyone's death. The higher-ups decided to chalk everything up to what they deemed an internal conflict. They also decided to bury the fact that Anike was capable of killing a human.
What happened to the other squad members?
They all died. They died by the sword. The very same blades that had been intended to end the lives of Raptures instead ended theirs. A thorough investigation was carried out, and when they left, they took everything they needed. But not me. I was left behind. As I held my sister's sword, fleetly fading, I buried what fragments of her remained, along with those of our fallen comrades.
Scarlet drinks from her cup.
As for the reason why Rose did what she did, I only found that out after I joined another squad later on. What she had decided to discard and what to protect.
You don't have any resentment?
Towards who?
Anyone.
Well,
Scarlet pours a drink.
if you give it enough years, sadness, resentment, they all fade away with the passage of time. That's one thing Rose got right. Nothing lasts forever. My lord doth seem more morose than myself. Don't be like that. And look before you. The sun is rising.
As I look toward the horizon, a ruby light is beginning to spread in the distance. The horizon is bathed in a vermilion hue, the sun itself a vibrant red, reminding us of the passing of another year.
'Tis most remarkable. The way in which the red light spreads. 'Tis most reminiscent of a flower blooming.
Indeed.
My lord, as Rose said, nothing lasts forever in this world. As this year passes into the next, another greets us. Time flows ceaselessly, and the vicissitudes of the world continue unabated. So, rather than drowning in the sorrows of the past, should we not instead live in the present? That way, sorrow will not overtake us with the passage of time, and the present incessantly becomes the past.
I understand what you mean.
Good. Now, with that being said, let us bring in the new year with a drink.
Scarlet raises her glass.
To our lives continuing to be in bloom.
We clink our glasses.
Well, what do you think of your first drink of the new year?
It's a bit bitter.
In other words, it's like life.
And of course there's the bonus scene for completing
A
hard.
commendable battle, but I desire stronger opponents next time.
The judgment delivered by prayer is always fair. The judgment delivered by prayer is always fair.
A commendable battle, but I desire stronger opponents next time.
The judgment delivered by prayer is always fair.
I won't stop until we reach the happy ending. I won't stop until we reach the happy ending.
The judgment delivered by prayer is always fair.
I shall grant you victory, Your Grace.
The judgment delivered by prayer is always fair.
I shall grant you victory, Your Grace.
You're a rather tenacious foe.
May blessings be bestowed upon the faithful.
Let's go full power.
Salvation will come through victory.
I shall grant you victory, Your Grace.
It finally happened. The seed that I planted has sprouted.
Wow. 'Tis most surprising that you can flourish in the cold.
Even on such a frigid day, the vitality of this plant remained unabated. I admire that.
May you never wither and continue to thrive.
This year I brought in the new year with someone else. I was finally able to uncork the sake I had never been able to open before. That sake we had promised to drink together all those years ago. Scarlet raises her empty glass. Perhaps due to the fact it had been aged for nearly a century, it was rather bitter. And that was despite my newfound affinity for drinking. It brought me back to when I drank for the first time with you, Rose. If I had been drinking alone, I would have never picked up the habit, because it was so bitter. But thanks to having him there, I continued to force it down. My lord, he is truly a remarkable individual. It's almost hard to believe that someone so perfect could live in such an imperfect time.
Thinking of my lord? I want to see him again. I should take some of the fine sake and go see him sometime soon.
In the afternoon I went to train outside.
A
Then
rose?
I saw the flower that you found so endearing.
Despite my years of searching, I had never found it. Yet here it is. Here of all places. This morning, I saw those buds coming up from the ground. Even in this frigid climate, they are flourishing.
Seeing that rose made me miss you more than ever. Scarlet sits down on a nearby rock. Oh, come to think of it, I have put Fleetly Fading to good use. Scarlet unsheathes Fleetly Fading. My original sword was taken to the base, along with your body. In order to survive on the surface, I had no choice but to use your sword. At first, I thought I would not be able to use it for long, since the blade was cracked. But I met a skilled blacksmith, who was able to temper the blade, using your core.
Oh.
You always said that nothing lasts forever. But even after all this time has passed, whenever I see this sword, I think of you. So long as I never let you fade from my memory, should we ever meet again, I will be able to call you my sister. Should that moment come to pass. Scarlet places the 2 empty glasses on the ground and fills them up. I wonder, will you still call me your sister?
Memories that I hold on, let them fly in the air. Say we love farewell, my scarlet stands with an air. When the night shatters night, it will shine bright.
New year, new sword.
Just as the moon sets time and time again, and the sun also rises. Although there may be no perennial flower that blooms eternal, this life of mine is still flourishing in all its majesty. As to whether it is a blessing or a curse to bloom while forgetting the past, as long as I'm here, I suppose I have to go on. Isn't that right? My dear sister.
New year, new sword, end. Alright, so we clearly don't have any time for anything else. I probably will get another episode for this though, one that has the Bond events in it, because I feel like they are worth seeing at least a little bit of. Till next time guys, take care, I'll see you all around.
Even the one that were cherished by all, learning to let go of what you once loved, and that's when you're ready to move on. Even the dark cloud has its